was a guy named Chester that I had heard a reference that he was a good massage therapist who was just, yeah, I got good recommendations. So I went to his place, which he had a massage table set up, and ended up losing my 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 underwear weren't there when I went to go put them on. And then I told all my friends that he had a pair of underwear and that they were mine. And it was supposed to just be an innocent massage. And I'm pretty sure that him telling my friends that my underwear were there made them think that other stuff had happened. And I'm not comfortable with that. I don't really know what else to say about it. He's got a girlfriend now, and I hope they're not sleeping with other people because she told me she had HIV cancer, and they were swingers. No, HPV cancer. Okay, they were swingers, and she told me that he broke into her house to clean it out, and then she told me not to talk to him anymore, so I didn't. And now they're together, and I've told all my friends, all my girlfriends, like I'd always choose them over another dude to fuck, but then they go back to their partnerships. I don't know if it's abusive or not, but I've been trying to get away from abusive partnerships. I accidentally got myself back into one for 2 fucking years, and the whole time I was saying, I do not consent, and I thought that we were agreeing to do things, but he was just going behind my back and cheating on me anyway. And then telling everybody that I was the cheater, and that I, like, drained him dry. He had really bad teeth, and a sports car, and I'd be like, why, if you have so much money in your savings, why don't you use it to get your teeth fixed? And he's like, because it costs $7,000 to get my teeth fixed. But anyway, he didn't even believe that the easy pass were trackers on your car. And supposedly he was a DevOps engineer, and he hacked into the Pentagon and found files that were labeled magic, and they turned out to be Tesla's files. And that's the guy that did blood magic and was supposedly a Shibari teacher. I never recommend him to do rope with anybody. I saw him, some girl had a heat stroke. Anyway, there was a no contact out order on him, which I wasn't made aware about until after we started dating, and I thought he was harmless, but no, he wasn't. He continuously would, I mentioned about the taking advantage of me while I was sleeping. It wasn't even just that, it was like, I'm not a cuddle sleeper. He was a cuddle sleeper. He also had really bad breath, so I didn't want to, like, face near him, but I wasn't going to say that, because I'm going too much on this. But I wouldn't, I lost my train of thought, fuck. Anyway, whatever he did, he also psychologically abused me, because he was cheating on me for a year. Actually, I think the whole time, because I've never been to his house. I've seen the outside, never been on the inside. He lived with it took him months he said a roommate, it took him months for him to tell me it was his ex-girlfriend of 7 years. I don't think that they were exes. I don't I think he was lying to me about money, maybe where he worked. I even went to a work program or a thing at Kimball Farms, though, like a work event. He invited me, and I didn't even feel like I was supposed to be there, but he was just like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And anyway, he would come over to my house and not even do work, and I'd be like, don't you have work to do? He's like, oh no, it's fine, I do plenty when I'm not around you. So I catch it all back up when I'm at home, because he works from home on his like giant ass computers that he showed me pictures of that he spent a shit ton of money on. So it was like, he made me feel bad, because he like took me out to eat and like took me to Boston for my birthday once, and he's like, for like a year I didn't hear about, I spent $1,000 on you at Boston. And it's like, okay, but you've got $24,000 in your savings account, so why don't you just get your teeth fixed if you can afford to? Because, and then maybe then your breath wouldn't stink. Maybe you wouldn't be a lying ass cheating hoe, and maybe I wouldn't be in this position to where I keep having to defend myself because some fucking dude keeps energy vampiring women, lying to them about it, cheating on them, and the same pattern keeps repeating. And anyway, I think his new squish lives like 20 minutes away from me, and one day I didn't even know he was seeing somebody. Oh, thanks, Gossip Girls, for not telling me about this, because I know you guys knew. One day, like, I never even saw this guy shower. Okay, it's pretty, I should have known that there was a lot of red flags, okay? I admit that. In hindsight, I understand. I was going through a lot. But he'd have to drive through my town to get to his new Squish's place, which my neighbors confirmed that they saw him up there. And then I get confirmed through pictures that his new Squish was posted online. And anyway, one day he was at my house and he was like, I need to shower before I get home. I won't have time to do it before I start work. And I was like, that sounds kind of weird because you've never showered. We had had sex. So I'm assuming he wanted to shower because he was going to go to his next hoe's house and fuck her. And it took me months. I don't even know what he told her about me because they had their relationship online for a long time. He probably told them that told her I was a stalker and the same stuff he said to me about his previous girlfriend, that he was gonna move in with her after 6 months. Oh yeah, he made me promise that I was going to move in with him. Like, we were sitting in front of this place. He was helping me co-sign for a car. He put $2,000 down on it as a gift for me, and I've been paying it off ever since. Like $100 a month for the payment plan, that lease I signed. And I felt cornered into saying, okay, I'll move in with you. And then he got mad at me that I co-signed a car, but I wouldn't. But he wouldn't let me sleep. He kept touching me, and he wanted to sleep train me. Like, we'll just touch feet at first. And I was like, no means no, dude. Just let me sleep. And I told him from the beginning, like, yeah, it's fun to, like, talk about moving in together, but it's not gonna happen until I can get some sleep. He was like, oh, if we move in together, no, you can't have, like, your own bed. Obviously, I have an issue with insomnia. And, yeah, all these rules that he had for me. Anyway, that's a form of torture, abuse, because I would wake up, I'd have to tell him, like, 3 times in the night, move over, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I sleep, and then I don't realize it. Anyway, he was kind of a fat dude. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat, I'll just straight up talk shit about this dude. And his arm probably weighed as much as half of me. So like, I'd wake up in the middle of the night, be sweating, and I'm like, ugh, get off of me. And then I'd have to do that multiple times a night. And then when I'd wake up in the morning, I'm like, you did it again. And he'd be like, oh, sorry, I just can't help it. And then he'd get mad at me like, what? I wake up in a bad mood when you start off the day in a shitty tone of voice. Why do I have a shitty tone of voice in the first place? Can you think about your actions instead of blaming women? Okay, anyway, I'm probably getting evicted because of him in the first place because I kept telling him, you can't stay here. I live in government housing. I'm only allowed to have people over 14 days a year, which I have gotten doctor's notes because I am disabled and I need a lot of help. And so I had people stay over here, and then I got in trouble with housing. And that guy was just, but the guy I was dating was just gonna let me go back into a homeless shelter because, yeah, he told me that, but he was still upset with me that I wouldn't move in with him. But he wanted me to go back to a homeless shelter, and he wanted me to feed him, and he stopped even like helping us out at all. Because he was spending money on his new girlfriend, and then expecting my poor ass to feed him. And I had to be like, enough is enough. I'm not going to see you anymore. And I cried about it for a lot because I thought I was the one that did things wrong. But that's how narcissistic abuse works. And this is a really long video. I rambled a lot. The flashlight was going off at first. I think I've overdid my limit.